was weird. Can you just verify that we're actually live?
Let's see. Twitch.com.
While you're doing that, I will just start the show with first saying, like I had been alluding to all month, if you were expecting a movie episode this week, not this week, and most likely not for, I would say, at least another 2 weeks. So if you're looking forward to us talking about Mickey 17, that'll have to be sometime in April would be my guess. So apologies if you were really looking forward to that conversation, but with PAX East just less than a week away, or I guess a week from today. No, less than a week from today. Today's Friday, right? Today's Friday, yeah.
Today's Friday.
I forgot that PAX is also I mean, I knew PAX is a Thursday now, but like my brain didn't register that PAX begins on Thursday and not Friday. So yeah, we'll be at PAX and we'll not be recording normal episodes for the next at least week, if not a little bit more than that. So welcome, everyone. Is that a yes, by the way, Mike?
Yeah, we're live.
All right, perfect. Welcome, everyone, because it said we weren't. That's why it was paused. But at the beginning, it said there was an issue, but clearly there isn't.
I mean, there was an ad for me at the beginning, but we were there.
That's how it goes. Welcome, everyone, to the Pass Control Podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we talk about how the show is in shambles or not properly run, or we don't stick to schedules, or I don't know, back-end issues when we're going live. Either way, we had a great show for you each and every week. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Friday evening is the anime senpai himself. Some call him Martini Mike, Mr. Michael Desir. Mike, how you doing tonight?
Chilling.
I love to hear that. Also joining us, of course, is the Disney daddy himself, Mr. Dominic 40 Dom. How are you doing tonight? I was really waiting to see if he was gonna say chillin'. It didn't seem like he was gonna, but I was hopeful that it would happen. That's the one flaw of Todd not being here tonight, is Todd would have definitely did that.
Yeah.
Anyways, we had a great show for you tonight. We are going to talk a little bit about where we're at with Pokopia so far. I might touch a little bit on Marathon. I'm not committing to that because last week I said that and then we didn't talk about Marathon at all. So I'm not going to commit to that. But the main topic of tonight's show is PAX is right around the corner. We live here. We've been going to PAX since, I don't know, what, 2013, Mike? 2015, 2013? I don't even know how long PAX East has been going on anymore. I'm not sure how long it's been.
We've definitely looked it up before.
100%.
Stick in my head.
Yeah. Not vital information, but we get some tips, some tricks, some local recommendations, and just, I don't know, we'll talk about PAX a little bit, and then we'll see you on your way out. But before we do that, a couple of quick housekeeping things. This episode, of course, sponsored by our good friends at Goodnight Fatty. If you are in the Salem, Massachusetts area or the North Shore of Massachusetts on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I believe Monday, you can head on down to 1 Washington Square and get yourself a delicious fatty. And if you're unaware of what a fatty is or a chubby, you can check them out on social media at Good Morning Chubby and at Goodnight Fatty and educate yourself on these tasty, tasty treats. Other quick housekeeping things. As I said, the PTC Movie Club for March is Mike's pick, and it is Mickey 17. So if you want to hear us chat about that, make sure you watch that movie in the coming weeks. We'll be chatting about that film. What else? Before we jump into PAX stuff and what we've been playing, I will quickly plug some of the things you can catch me at and friends of the show's panels. So first and foremost, on Thursday from 4:30 to 5:30, I won't fully say details about it just yet because I'm waiting for certain things to be finalized and put on the PAX schedule, because it is also not on the PAX East schedule just yet. But if you want to check out the PAX, what is even the name of this actual thing? I just had it. What was the name of the booth, Mike? The thing on the stage? What was it called? I already forget.
The what now? What? Who?
The stage. The creator stage? I don't remember. Whatever the Twitch. I think the creator stage on the show floor hosted by Twitch from 4:30 to 5:30 on Thursday. You should definitely make your way over there and see what me and a bunch of pals will be doing on that stage. Then you can take that 30-minute gap and run over to the Condor Theater and get to a panel I'm going to be a guest on called Wicked Piss of Games, the Most Boston Game. And that is in the Condor Theater from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'll read through the info on what the panel is to give you a good idea of what you would be in for if you did decide to come check that out. As we all know, Boston is one of the greatest cities in the world, and part of the greatness is its place in games. It has served as a post-apocalyptic setting, been a hub for development, had a couple significant historical events happen at a local school, and continues to be the location of one of the greatest ongoing expos in games. But what is the most Boston game? We have assembled a collection of expert massholes. I'm surprised to let them put massholes in the description, to be honest. Expert massholes to debate what makes a game, quote unquote, Boston, and decide what the most, quote unquote, Boston game is. A bunch of great folks are joining me on that panel. So definitely come check that out if it works into your schedule. A few other friend of the show panels that I'm going to run through quickly just so you can check those out if you have time in your schedule or these topics sound interesting is friend of the show Cam Hawkins and Matthew Finneman are on a panel called, as well as other people, are on a panel called The Life and Death and Rebirth of the Licensed Video Game. That is also in the Condor Theater, 1:30 to 2:30 on Thursday. So definitely check that out if you can. What else we got? And then, unfortunately, slightly overlapping with the panel that I'm on, from 6:30 to 7:30 on Thursday in the Bumblebee Theater, you can head over to what I think is one of the best PAX panels I've ever been to. Is Video Game Tinder swiping left and right on our favorite characters. And this is always a blast. I think this is by far one of the best panels I've ever been to at any convention. Eric Van Allen, Kenneth Shepard, a bunch of other friends of the show are really good at hosting and putting this panel together. And I mean, Mike's been to it. Mike, it's a great panel.
Yeah.
It's a good time. So I 100% recommend adding that to your calendar and checking it out if you can. I don't know who else will be putting their panels up. I don't know if the panel I'm on will also exist somewhere else post-PAX, but the Tinder panel usually does exist, at least in audio form, after the show at some point. And then also on Thursday night, we got a stacked Thursday if you want to support friends of the show. Thursday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., also in the Condor Theater. Friends of the show, a lot of friends, it's everybody on this panel is friends of the show, is Game Party, a PAX East quiz show. So if you want to see friends Matt Storm, Jacob McCourt, Asa Green River, Adam Gumbert, and Claire Hopp, this is the panel to go to if you want a little Jeopardy style fun in your Thursday evening. And then I don't think I know of any friends of the show that have Friday panels, but on Saturday in the main theater from 3 to 4, you can check out the Warframe panel at PAX East. Friend of the show Tatum involved with that. And then on Saturday from 7:30 to 8:30 in the Bobcat Theater, another banger panel. Highly recommend going to if you can squeeze it into your schedule. Chock full of other friends of the show, hosted by the one Jacob McCourt, is Video Game Trivia Judgment Hour. 2022, I believe. Jesse and I were on the Video Game Trivia panel hosted by Jacob, and we were on a team together. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but we won that, correct? Jesse and I went to town.
I don't remember. I could have sworn you blew it, but
no, we did not. No. We definitely won. We did win because I've asked Jacob before to do like a champions, like get like previous trivia panel winners and do like a champions. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, hopefully that happens at some point somewhere down the line. But yeah, we smoked that because I think Cam won the one at PAX West that year, and Cam's been on, thinks he can take Jesse and I down, and we gotta put a stop to that.
Did Cam have a team, or was it?
Can't meta team.
Just
I
can't.
think it is always teams. I think it's always
Okay.
duos. But Moises is a friend of the show. Moises is also on this panel, and got to see a big dub for my boy. But I think that's it for panels. Lots of great stuff. I mean, we'll get into PAX stuff a little bit later, but PAX. One of the great things about PAX, I think, is there's just such a variety of panels that kind of bleed into all different types of interests within the video game world. So, there's tons of fun things for you to go be a part of. If whether you're in the industry in some capacity or just a fan and going to PAX as a guest, just as a person buying a badge, I think there's stuff for everyone of any type of capacity within the video game industry. So I would definitely recommend looking through the schedule when you have a chance. It's definitely beneficial to try to highlight the things you want to go to so you can make a rough schedule. I don't think you need to plan every aspect of your weekend out at PAX, but I definitely think having like things of import, marked for yourself so you know when to go where and how to get there and all that is important. So anyways, before we get into the rest of our PAX East survival guide conversation, Mike, what do you got going on this week? What have you been up to? Playing anything? Watching anything?
Nope.
You didn't play or watch one thing. I don't believe you.
Let's see. My week got screwed up somehow, so I didn't watch a bunch of things. Oh, I watched Project Hail Mary yesterday. That was a good film.
How was that? I've seen people saying a lot of good things. I've seen people say it's better than Interstellar. I don't have an opinion there because I don't think I've even seen Interstellar.
I need to revisit Interstellar. I was just having a conversation with somebody, actually my dad, and I was like, you know what? I need to revisit Interstellar because everyone else loves it, and I remember not caring for it, but I feel like maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace for it at the time.
Okay. I don't think I've seen it. I don't know why people are comparing these two movies. Is there a reason why people are comparing these two movies?
Because they're both, I think it's because they're both instances of
scientists in space.
Scientists in space trying to save Earth. They're looking for a thing to save Earth because Earth is in trouble.
Well, why don't they add Armageddon into the mix? Are big drills not sciencey enough?
They're not. Because they weren't specifically, they were not scientists.
I know.
They were miners.
What about the Martian? Isn't the Martian? Isn't he also going up there to try to like find how to live in space?
I forget the plot of the Martian. I never finished watching that movie.
Like he makes potatoes with
I didn't read it.
poop or something. I forget.
They're both by Andy Weir, so there's that.
Oh, Project Hail Mary is also that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. What did you think of it though? You enjoyed it? It was good.
I did enjoy it. I had some laughs. I had some emotional moments.
Couple of tears, Mike. Couple of tears for my boy.
No tears, but I felt like if I were still human, I would have had tears.
Okay, all right, that's fair, I guess.
Tearjerkers?
Yeah, jerking tears.
Couple, dick jerkers?
Yep.
Dick tuggers?
Yep. Little tip tuggers.
Is this a theatrical release or is it Netflix? I can't remember.
Dick tuggers?
It's theatrical.
Yeah, no, Dick Tuggers is definitely online
Straight
only.
to DVD.
Get your credit card.
So you spent real big boy dollary dues and went to the theater to watch this. Mike supports real cinema.
I support real cinema, number one. Number two, T-Mobile Tuesdays gave me a deal, so I had a $5 ticket. I went to see it in laser screening, whatever.
Okay.
Number three, I'm AMC Stubbs member.
Whoa.
Okay. Never forget that.
Okay, Nicole Kidman.
Never forget that. So I
but what
used some of
tier
my
though,
reward
Mike?
points.
What fucking tier? I don't know if there are tiers. I'm just saying shit. I'm just assuming there's tiers.
I believe I'm just Premier. I'm
okay.
not,
are you the big dog you think you are?
Okay. I'm not A-list.
Okay.
I'll admit that, but I'm still above you specifically.
Listen,
I
support true local cinema, Mike, and I go to the cinema that is not a chain in my town, in my city.
Okay. What was the last movie you saw?
Fucking Casablanca.
No. La-dee-da. Let me go see a movie from 1942.
I'm still supporting the theater when I do that. All right?
So yeah, I saw that movie. It was.
That's what it
it
is.
was
If AMC wants to donate an A-list to Mike,
Yeah, if we got any big AMC listening and you want to sponsor the show or sponsor Mike or I don't know,
if Nicole Kidman wants to make a commercial for us,
It's McCullough, yeah.
listen, Showcase Cinema, AMC, Cinema Salem. If you're listening, if you wanna sponsor the PTC Movie Club, we'll work something out. We'll do a thing. We'll pivot the PTC Movie Club in some capacity to make it partially or a portion of it going to the theater to see movies that are currently in theaters or coming to theaters.
as long as those movies are country bears.
Listen, we can lobby to get something like Cinema Salem can play that for us, for our listeners. We can just start getting once a month. That'd actually be kind of dope if we had like the PTC Movie Club, just like a physical thing at Cinema Salem.
If country bears just played once a month,
and we just did that too. It was always had to do it that once a month.
Real talk, I feel bad. Like Showcase Cinemas used to be my spot, but then I moved away from them, and then they started closing all over the place.
Yeah, but Mike, yes, listen, I don't usually drive down that part of Route 1 anymore, and I feel like I did recently enough, and I always forget that it turned into like a fucking Amazon warehouse or whatever, and it makes me actually fucking mad that the movie theater that I primarily went to doesn't exist.
It's an Amazon warehouse. Lord knows I probably don't have flea markets out there anymore.
I don't think so. I think that stopped even before the movie theater got purchased.
Yeah, probably.
Randolph's closed too.
Randolph just closed. Yeah.
Our Showcase Cinemas just hurting. Our Showcase Cinemas just on the way out.
That's why I said it.
Yeah. I mean, the Woburn one is still there. I think the one in Burlington isn't a Showcase, right? Not an AMC. I think it is.
Actually, now I'm trying to remember. I think Braintree was. Shit. Actually, I have the Showcase Cinema Massachusetts locations open. We got
look at me. I'm
Chestnut
Mr.
Hill,
Movie.
Hanover Crossing, Dedham.
Oh yeah, Hanover
Millbury,
is a Showcase. Forgot about that. That's brand new.
Lowell, North Attleboro. They still list Randolph, even though it's not, and Woburn. So I guess the one in Braintree, Burlington is AMC.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that. Feel like we got a little derailed. I'm not really sure, but yeah, AMC, Showcase, Cinema Salem, some other movie chain. Where did we go last year? What the fuck is the name of that? Alamo Draft House.
Yes,
Alamo. You want to hook us up? You want to make us something? We'll let's talk. Hit the DMs. Hit the old website. You know where to find us.
Anyone else hearing those crickets? That's just me. Okay.
That's just you. Yeah, it's just on your end. You got to get that audio fixed. What else, Mike? Anything else? Just Overwatch? Just living in the Overwatch trenches?
Yes, but not even as much. For some reason, for a while there, Total Mayhem was just in there every single day.
Oh, so there was like, Blizzard was like, how do we just keep Mikey Big Bucks in the mix?
But they finally put a stop to that. So I don't know if it's gonna be like the rest of this season. It's just not gonna be there or what. So we'll see.
Interesting. Well, I hope for you that it comes back. Actually, no, I kind of hope it doesn't and gives you a little bit of break, and maybe you play something else. Maybe. Or also just keep playing Overwatch, whatever makes Big Mikey happy.
I still want to know what you think I played.
Listen, that last week I was very.
You were convinced that you played.
I still think you did. I don't know. Maybe you just don't want me to reveal what you play what you're actually playing. But no, I don't know. I could have sworn I saw you playing something, but maybe not. I wonder if it was you maybe logged on to Steam or something, and maybe it popped up on my computer that you were playing it. I was like, why is Mike playing that? I don't know. Maybe that's what it was.
I probably tried downloading something on Steam and maybe it launched.
Yeah, I feel because whatever it was when it popped up, whether it was on console or on Steam, I was confused. I was happy to see you playing something else, but I was confused. I was like, why is Mike playing that? Which is another soft reminder that we all need to at some point start Star Wars Outlaws. I did start it. I'm just like, there's zero I can say about that game yet. And I fear that with already the amount of stuff we have to play and are playing, that Outlaws is going to continue to get pushed for me. So I need to start dedicating at least a small portion of my time every week to just like plucking away at that. I mean, whatever. If we just play it throughout the year, that is what it is. It's not the end of the world. If we talk about it in November or December or something,
we could shoot for May 4th date.
That could happen. I mean, Todd already finished it. It's really, if I buckled down, I'm pretty sure I could do it. I feel like you're on the same boat. It's really, what's Mikey gonna do?
Probably not play it.
Yeah.
Just listen, I'll get around to it. But
this will be a true test of the PTC game.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll play Pokopia first. Who knows?
Okay.
I like to keep people guessing.
You know what? I'll also accept, Mike, if you want to come over. And
I'll just watch a playthrough, man. I don't even care that much. I'll just watch.
Well, I was gonna say you could just come over and I can make us drinks, and I can just play it, and you can just hang out and watch. That would count.
Yeah, but that game. I mean, someone Google how long to beat, because I ain't staying.
I'm not saying sit at my house for 30 hours. I'm just saying, a couple of chunks. Anyways, Dom and I have been kind of flopping around in the Pokopia waters. Dom is definitely way further than me. I don't know if you have any updates of how you're feeling about the game, if anything changed or anything you want to talk about.
I'm still having a lot of fun building habitats and finding Pokemon, and I'm definitely in the hundreds now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still having a blast. I haven't. Well, I guess I was gonna say I haven't really advanced the story, but I have like slowly been doing that. But right now I'm just like trying to get as many Pokemon as I can, build like as many habitats and whatnot as I can, and just explore.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I do love that I'm not playing this game for a specific reason. Like, I like that I am not reviewing this game in an official capacity. I like that there's no time constraint, and it's just something I can, play and enjoy as I want to. And what that has done for me is, maybe I would have played this game this way anyway, but I'm in a similar boat where I am kind of a habitat machine, and like that's just what I've been doing, is trying to make as many of the habitats as I can, and then I'll move the Pokemon out of the habitat into a house so that I can, if that habitat has additional Pokemon that can spawn there, I'm trying to like max out all of the habitats that I can currently make. And last time we talked, I was in 2 of the zones, the starting zone and an additional zone. And then what I decided to do when I started putting in some more serious effort into the second zone, I was like, I should probably go back to the first zone and like also be making sure I'm like, I can move some Pokemon out of here and let these habitats get something, and maybe build a house and set it to build there and then leave, or like whatever it may be, making sure I'm kind of utilizing my time in both places. And then while I was doing that, I was also like, I should probably just open this other area too. So I did open a third area, and I did very minimal there. Like, I got a couple of habitats, I got a couple of Pokemon from there. I didn't start like any story progression there yet. I went back to the second area because what I think I'm going to try to do going forward, at least for now, is I want to at least get these areas up to like the Pokemon Center being built, and then kind of feel out where I need to go and go from there. Because I
second area you opened was Bleak Beach. The third area you opened, I'm guessing, was Rocky Ridges.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I currently have open. I just haven't played it all in the last like 2 days. The next time I get to the game, I can finish the Pokemon Center in the beach, and then I will probably go back to Rocky Ridges and start the process of getting to that Pokemon Center. So,
Do you have any badges yet?
I won. That was the other thing. I was looking for the third material that you needed for that. I'm assuming that's from the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I needed wheat, and I didn't find it until I went to Rocky Ridges. So there should be some more wheat at this point grown for me somewhere. So I need to go complete that because I already had tomatoes and beans or whatever the other two were. So I needed to find wheat. Yeah, I don't know. I think the game's fantastic. It's definitely feels like there's still so much more that I haven't even really dove into with the game. And I think, like, Todd and I had a lot of conversations this week about like where we're at with Pokopia and like what we've been doing. And I think for me, in the beginning, I was spending more time maybe than I should have in the first area before moving on to one of the additional areas that opened, just because I was having fun, like sort of trying to like build out areas. But then it got to the point where I was like, I should probably go start getting the rest of the abilities and other things that, I'll have access to that will, I would assume, either give me more customization or make things easier in some regard. So I just started prioritizing moving forward, at least with that stuff, because I think it's the
more
right
you
decision.
advance, the more recipes you get too. So
Yeah.
now you're not only like, you don't have to just spend gold on
Yeah, exactly.
like furniture and stuff. So.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. It's like it is the perfect, I'm gonna lay on the couch, I'm gonna lay in bed, like it's the perfect like just chilling game. And I'm almost positive I said this last week, but the mouse controls are amazing for building and stuff. The other thing you can do that I found out, I don't think I mentioned this on the last episode when we talked about it, but when you're specifically, I don't know what else you can do it with, but I was using the mouse controls just for placing blocks and like building stuff because you can do it very precisely and quickly. But you can also choose when you're using like the boxing ability to like break stuff, you can specifically click on what you want to break instead of like sometimes it's like it breaks more than I want it to break.
Yeah, you kind of have to aim.
Yeah, so that makes it a lot easier to kind of like laser focus on stuff. So yeah, Pokopia continues to be really, really good. So excited to spend more time with that this weekend because I definitely am gonna drop a lot of time into that this weekend. And then I'll quickly say, we'll definitely, it's gonna be post PAX at this point. Marathon continues to be incredible. I would be a lot further in Pokopia if I wasn't also playing Marathon at the same time. It is like a very good balance for me right now of like Marathon can be very intense and very sweaty. Pokopia is very much not that, so it's like a good counterbalance of I am in stressful, heated, competitive shooting game. I'm making habitats and finding Pokemon and building houses. So very good balance right now with what I'm playing. But Marathon's just such a really it's such a good experience. I don't think I usually like extraction shooters. It's not really my type of game, but I think that I do usually love Bungie games. I think they're very good at making first person shooters, and Marathon is also validates that opinion that I have for me, is that they are very good at making first person shooters, and it continues to be a very good social game. I don't play a lot solo, and I don't play a lot with randoms. I usually just try to play with people I know, but the few times that I have played with random people too, like I feel like the community, at least so far, I'm getting lucky. A lot of people are using microphones and like are interacting, and that makes the game, it just changes the game. It's a very different game because you have people that are communicating, trying to work together. Obviously, you have plenty of people that don't want to work together and they're just out for blood, but continues to be great. Today they launched the 4th map, Cryo Archive, which I have not played yet. I've watched a few friends of the show play it. I will definitely try to get some time into it this weekend. Especially because the way that map functions is different than the rest of the game, where it is only available on the weekend. and you have to meet requirements to go into it. So you have to be like level 25. You can't use like sponsored kits, which are like free loadouts. So if you're not using the stuff in your armory or your currency in the game. So you have to use real loadouts that meet a certain threshold of how much money it costs for that loadout. You have to be level 25 or higher, and you have to have finished certain contracts from the factions in order to even get access to it. So I'm very well past the things needed for how to get access to it so I can play it. I'm not playing that with randoms, and I'm not playing it solo, so I'm just waiting for the right opportunity this weekend to jump into it. But that'll be a conversation after PAX at this point, but Marathon continues to be stellar, and loving my time with it, and always looking forward to the next chunk of time I can drop into Marathon. I feel like I've seen a lot of people say, should I give Marathon a shot if I don't like extraction shooters? And that, I feel like, is a loaded question, and it's going to obviously vary by people, but I think I don't fall in the bucket of necessarily liking extraction shooters, but I like Bungie games, and I think that is what works for me here. Is I like Bungie games. Cool. That'll bring us to PAX East, which we briefly talked about at the beginning of the show. Obviously, we plugged our panels and a bunch of friends of the show's panels and whatnot, and where you can interact and see all that stuff. I feel like we do this most years, where we kind of do a little survival guide style, things you should know, things you should keep in mind. I think we obviously have a mix of people that listen to the show and watch the show, and I think some stuff is helpful for both. Some stuff is helpful for one, whether it be like people who are also in the industry who are familiar with a lot of these things, and then people who are just fans and want to go experience community around games. So not everything is going to be for everyone who listens, maybe, but I do think that there's still a lot of great information that we can share that we can impart onto wary travelers who are coming to Boston, or people who live here who are going to PAX East. Mike, what is a big thing you think people should have in mind as they're coming here next week?
What do I normally do? I'm normally asleep for a long time, huh?
You should probably be well slept, well rested.
Drink plenty of water.
Definitely.
Big props to the guy holding the sign saying drink more water.
Yeah, definitely drink more water. I mean, these are like easy, basic things. Drink a lot of water. Definitely take breaks and go outside and get actual fresh air. That place is packed. It's crowded.
I was supposed to look at the weather for this weekend.
It's like a mix. I think it's gonna rain right now as of Thursday, but the rest of the week I think looks pretty not rainy. But I think it's around like between 30s and 50s is what I looked at last time I looked. I mean, that's another thing worth mentioning, is that the weather in Massachusetts and New England is unpredictable at times and can change pretty often. So, I mean, it being at the end of March is usually not super
March weather.
Yeah, just March weather. It's usually not that warm, especially if you're coming from somewhere that has a warmer climate. So, I don't know. Pay attention to the weather. Pack extra stuff, jackets, warmer things if you're someone that will get cold in between 30 and 50 degree weather. What other tips and tricks for people going to Boston or going to PAX East, going to a game convention? What are the things that we need people to know?
No, I'm thinking.
I mean, I got stuff. I just don't want to be the one talking for a million hours.
Yep.
Mike's doing a visual bit for audio listeners right now. He's got his hand over his mouth in a very thought-provoking manner, stroking his chin.
I am thinking. It is. It's not a.
We did say prepare for weather. There is a coat check at PAX.
I've never used the coat check. I don't think.
Yes, well, that was my tip was going to be wear a sweatshirt that you can like easily store in a bag.
Yeah.
That way you can easily put it on, take it off
I also
without
usually
having
don't
to.
bring a bag. Well, but I'm like a
Yes,
bad
but
example. I'm a bad
yes,
example.
because you're
I'm doing
you're
different.
nearby.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
doing different types of things too. It's like I think absolutely if you are going to a show like this, especially if you think you might buy some stuff, like there's usually a bunch of, friend of the show, Video Game New York, there's booths like that sell, all types of cool stuff, including maybe like harder to find games or import games or stuff like that. So if you think you're going to spend money on stuff, not a bad idea to have a bag. Even if you want to have like even if you just want to bring like a drawstring bag that you can maybe roll up and put in your pocket. And then if you do decide to have stuff, you have a bag you can pull out and use. Sometimes some like exhibitors will give that type of stuff out. Like sometimes like Behemoth will have those types of bags and stuff. But I mean, I wouldn't bank on getting a free bag. If you think you're going to buy stuff, might not be a bad idea to roll with a backpack. With that being said, though, if you do plan on bringing a bag, the line for you to get into the convention center will be a lot longer because there's going to be security checkpoints. Obviously, at different times of the day, it won't be as bad. But if you're trying to get there at the beginning of the show, that line's going to be a lot longer than if you stroll in a little bit later. So just little things like that to keep in mind for sure. As far as stuff that I think is worth mentioning is you should be doing this stuff anyway. But if you're going to come here and you're going to eat or drink, make sure you're tipping your servers and bartenders. I mean, again, stuff you should be doing anyway, but like, especially when you come to a very tourist heavy area or an area that's being, heightened with a convention being in town and there being tens of thousands of people going into restaurants and stuff and coffee shops and all these things, bakeries. It's a lot more work for a lot of those people. So, make sure you're compensating them appropriately because they're working hard to make sure you're happy as well. But my other big thing, and I feel like this is a thing I harp on all the time, is the convention center is great. PAX is great. The seaport where PAX is an area that is like, and a lot of Boston has this too. There's a lot of chains. There's a lot of big things you can find elsewhere. Go wherever you want to go, but like there's so much good local things here that I think you should try to avoid the chains if you can and experience some of the better stuff that I think Massachusetts and those areas of Boston have to offer. Obviously, you can eat inside the convention center, but I would also like really urge you to not do that. The like easiest thing, closest to PAX that is not eating convention center food is if you go to the bottom floor and you walk out the exit that brings you back outside. There's on D Street, there is a place called the Lawn on D. And unless it's not open, because it's March, maybe it might not be open yet, but I feel like they still open it. I don't know. Maybe if being an earlier PAX, it might not be open, but usually it is. And if it is, it's just a big outdoor area. So you're getting fresh air. Great. Taking a break from crowded indoor space. And B, it is a lot of, usually good local food trucks that are it's just better food. Like just, you don't have to go that far to get better food. And there it is for you right there. Because it's not like you're going to spend like the food inside the convention center is still going to be relatively expensive and it's convention center food. So just go outside and go somewhere else. And the Lawn on D is like the first step outside of there. I will also mention, and this is I think helpful for people who are new to PAX or who are traveling here or even people who have been to PAX East before, the Boston Convention and Exhibition Center, the BCEC, which is where PAX always is no longer called that. It is now called the Thomas M. Menino Convention and Exhibition Center. It's the same address. It's the same building. Everything is the same, but the name has changed. I don't know how that may affect certain people's like apps or ride shares or whatever, but just in case that pops up, it's the same place, but that's where you're going. And I also don't think I'm going to get used to this. Apparently, it's called the MCEC now instead of the BCEC, and I don't think I like that.
That I haven't heard.
It's on their website.
MCEC.
Yeah.
All right.
So they already shorthanded to the Menino Convention and Exhibition Center. So the MCEC, the BCEC is now the MCEC. Nothing else has changed other than the name, as far as I know. Maybe there's a new plaque on the front somewhere. I have no idea. But everything else is the same. Same address.
Statue?
I don't know. Is there a statue? I have no idea. That would be kind of ridiculous if there's a statue.
A statue.
That would mean nothing to anybody.
MCEC actually stands for Mumbles Convention.
The Mumbles Convention Center.
Hell, I'm gonna start calling it the Mumbles Convention Center.
I mean,
you heard it here first, people. If it catches on, it was my idea.
It was Mike.
The Mumbles builder.
In which case, it was Brendan's idea.
No, it's your idea, Mike. It's you. You can have it all. I don't know. I mean, I put a big thread about this on Blue Sky, so if you follow me on Blue Sky, you can also see a lot of this information, but there's so much good food and good places to drink and good cocktails. There's just so much that you can better your whatever you choose to eat and drink while you're here. And I'll mention a few things. If you are trying to stay close to the convention center, there are, and these all vary on like price ranges and how much things cost and what style of food, but Lord Hobo has a brewery in the Seaport that has good food and good beer. Flower is a bakery and cafe that is close to the convention center that is also a local, I think they have 2 locations. They have great coffee, they have great pastries, other good restaurants and bars that are in the PAX footprint. Row 34, that's going to be probably the most expensive of the ones I'm mentioning. City Tap usually has a really great beer selection, and they have good food. It's very close to the convention center. Pastoral is good pizza and Italian food that is also very close to the convention center. Committee, another restaurant, very close to the convention center. There are other things that are also great close to the convention center, but there's also a lot of chains and not good stuff close to the convention center. So just, do a little bit of digging if you want to look for different cuisine outside of that, like the places I just offered. But there are so many good places that are still within a pretty tight, vicinity of the convention center. If you do feel like going a little bit further away from the convention center, there's tons of more options. I mean, you can go to Chinatown, which is also not far from the convention center, and there's like no shortage of good food and bakeries down there. There's great shops. I don't think I've ever had bad food or bad like baked goods down there. So definitely go over there if you're in the mood for, good ramen, good sushi, good hot pot, whatever it may be. Like all great places over there. 2 that I would shout out personally, I would say, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Ho Huen Bakery was really good, and Shabuzen is like a staple of Chinatown. But there's like tons of good food down there. Another spot that I would highly recommend, and is probably like equidistant from the convention center as Chinatown. Like, if you want touristy shit, go to like the Faneuil Hall area, I guess. But if you want better stuff and a little less touristy, I would say Chinatown and the North End are probably like equally as far away from the convention center, and both are great options if you're looking for better food. The North End is like the Little Italy of Boston, and I don't know if either of you have personal things you want to shout out in the North End, but I've never had bad food in the North End. I think you'd have to search. I think you'd have to like look up what's bad food in the North End if you wanted bad food in the North End. Like I just don't think you can eat bad food there. There's the big 3 bakeries in the North End, and again, you're not going to have bad pastry if you go to any of them, but I do think that there's a real hierarchy to which ones are the best, and I would list them as Mike's Pastry is like the touristy one that always has a line and is very busy, and it's probably the least of the three to me. Modern Pastry is across the street. Also gets pretty busy, partially because it's literally across the street from Mike's, so you probably get a lot of crossover there too. But Modern is also very popular, also really good. I think it's better than Mike's. But if you go around the corner, on the next block over, there's Bova's, which I think is better than the two. And they are open 24 hours, which I think is a huge thing to keep in your back pocket, especially because most of the city doesn't stay open late. So especially if you want some late night eats that aren't fast food, I would 100% go to Bova's. You can get, a fucking buffalo chicken calzone, some arancini, and pastry. Like, it's just like you can't lose going to Bova's. Bova's is the best. If you go to Bova's the night there's a Celtics or Bruins game, you're going to definitely get a long line because of people usually leave the garden and walk there. But yeah, I don't know. Bova's is the GOAT. I will say a newer place for me in the North End, Table Mercado. You have to wait long. I would recommend planning in advance and maybe putting an order online and walking over and picking it up. But they have... Did you have a sandwich when I got a sandwich, Mike? Maybe not. Maybe I only got a sandwich with like Alex and a few other people.
I remember you guys going
to that place. It was massive. It was like this big. It was fucking humongous. Like, that sandwich was 2 meals for me. It was that big. It was so good though. So definitely something to throw on your radar. But like I said, you can't really have a bad meal there. I would also shout out Cafe Victoria, Luca, Brico, Carmelina's. But again, I think you'd have to try hard to find a bad meal in the North End. What else? What do we got for recommendations or things people should be doing when they come to PAX or other things?
I forget what is the PAX Line app, or is it I forget how you get to it. I looked it up just now, but I think it still redirects to the PAX Unplugged.
So I haven't used this app in a while, like for my own use, but this is a good shout, Mike. This looks pretty updated to me. There's an app called PAX Nav, PAXNAV, and it looks like, it has this year's PAX logo on it. So let me click on this and see what it looks like here.
Yeah, March 26th, March 27th, March 28th.
Okay. So this this app is usually pretty helpful with having information you need for the show, like at a glance. Like if you want to look at show floor map, you want to look at panel schedule and stuff like that, and where things are. I don't know if it has lines. I don't know if that's still a thing that they must do it somewhere though, if they don't do it here.
I know they definitely do it somewhere. I just don't remember exactly where it is.
Like, I know that they would do it on Twitter. I don't know if they do it on Blue Sky. I don't really use Twitter anymore.
They definitely have an app that like shows the capacity of the line.
It might just be in the PAX Nav app now. I don't know if there's still a separate thing. So apologies for us not having that information. But I would if you like to have that type of information at your hands, in your hands and in your pocket at all times, I would definitely download this app and check it out. Use it for your scheduling purposes and keeping things organized. And that just brings like a good point. Like, we're on a panel. I'm on a panel. A bunch of our friends are on a panel. If there's a way to track the lines, which I don't know if that app does or not, or wherever they have that information, some panels fill up, and they fill up in advance, and they have rooms and line queues to like keep those people in a space. But if there's a thing that you really want to go to or really want to see, I would maybe like keep an eye on that stuff, because there's definitely been panels in years past where, we've wanted to go to them and like, oh shoot, we dropped the ball. We should have came here earlier and got in the queue. And that's not going to happen for every panel, but there are definitely panels where that is a reality. So if there are things that you like definitely want to go to, I would make sure you plan accordingly and, etch out time in your schedule. Like the panel that I'm on, I don't know if that one's going to fill up. The video game Tinder panel that we shouted at the earlier part of the episode, that is probably going to fill up. So there are things that you need to like pay attention to if you really want to see those things in person. So definitely keep that in mind. I don't really think any of us are seafood guys, but obviously if you're coming here, seafood is a big deal. It's usually fresh caught, and it's usually right outside in the Atlantic Ocean, right out either in New England, in Maine or Massachusetts, or right off the coast here. So if you like shellfish, if you like lobster, clams, oysters, whitefish, really just anything like that, make sure you again, avoiding the chains and checking out stuff that is fresh caught here, because it's not frozen seafood. It's usually caught day of or the day before, and it's, you really can't beat it. And it's different than, if you live in the middle of the country, that stuff is not being fresh caught because you're not next to the ocean. If you're on the West Coast, that's, Atlantic Ocean is cold water. Pacific Ocean is different seafood. It's not the same. It's just East Coast seafood, Northeast seafood is delicious. Some recommendations that are close to PAX: Bark and Crab, walkable from the convention center, great food. Row 34, also we mentioned that earlier, close to PAX, but probably a little bit more pricey. Salty Girl is a good spot for lobster rolls for sure. What else? I don't know. Mike, when we went to LA last year,
Mm-hmm.
we made a special trip to get In-N-Out Burger.
Right.
How does it stack up to Tasty Burger for you?
Well, I did forget that we did that, so that might be a
That's
scathing
pretty telling.
indictment of the food itself.
Yeah. I think In-N-Out Burger is very subpar. I think Tasty Burger is easily better than that. I think I feel like Tasty Burger should be like the Massachusetts In-N-Out Burger. I feel like it should have more of that conversation around it because I think it is that good. So if you want like a good like fast food but not fast food burger, Tasty Burger is not super close to the convention center, but you can definitely get it delivered to you if you are staying near the convention center. The closest one is probably near Fenway. I don't know if there's another location that's closer. There are other locations. I just don't know if there are other closer ones to the Seaport, unless there's a new one that's like, if they put a fucking Tasty Burger in the Seaport, that would be a wrap.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah,
But I also have no sense of direction, so.
that's fair. I didn't know we subbed out. I didn't know that we had Todd couldn't read maps and Mike has no sense of direction. Are we just like, we need a compass? Are we this bad with
The compass is not going to help me either.
Okay, that's fair. I don't know. I mean, I could just list a million things. I mean, there's good food here. There are good drinks here. There's good coffee here. We have some of the best breweries in the world. Like if you are into craft beer, if you're into craft cider, we have some of the best in the world. Definitely the best in the country, and some that are stacked up in the world as some of the best. Like if you care about that type of stuff, we have really good stuff here. Don't drink Sam Adams. Don't drink Down East. We have so much better beer than Sam Adams. We have so much better cider than Down East. Both made here, but if you go to any bar around Boston, any bar around the Seaport, you should be able to drink better things that are made in Massachusetts, better things that are made in New England. Don't drink those. I'll name a few that I like that you can definitely find nearby. If you go sit down somewhere and these are on a menu, I would say Lawson's is probably my favorite brewery. So anything from Lawson's, Zero Gravity, Lord Hobo, Stoneface. Todd works for Stoneface. I don't care. I'm still going to say Stoneface. Mighty Squirrel, Foam, Medusa, Widowmaker, Exhibit A, Schilling, Maine Beer Company, Alchemist, Allagash, Notch. I'll say Treehouse, even though you can't really get that anywhere, but you can get it in the city. If you go to the Prudential, they have a to-go little like pop-up brewery that you can buy beer to take. So if you want to go drink that somewhere, you can go to the Prudential Center, which is not too far from the convention center, and get some Treehouse to go. But like a lot of those breweries are some of the biggest ones in New England, and a lot of those breweries have beers that are on, top 100 best beers in the world. Some of them have beers that are in the top 10 beers in the world. So we have some of the best IPAs, some of the best lagers. Definitely, I don't know, drink good stuff while you're here. And on the cider side, again, Down East is here. I think Down East is not good, and you should drink other cider. We live in a state, and we live in New England, which has multiple states that have so many apple orchards and stuff that is grown in New England, that some of these orchards have been around for hundreds of years, and the ones that are maintained that way, certain cider houses make cider with those apples that have been growing for hundreds of years. So there's a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of unique stuff. There's some more regular ciders from those same cider companies, but a few that I'll name. I mean, I'm drinking it right now. Stormalong, fantastic. Definitely drink one of those if you want a cider and you're out somewhere. Citizen Cider out of Vermont, Stowe Cider out of Vermont, Far from the Tree out of Salem are just a few. But there's really just so much good cider in New England. So if you are somewhere and you want a cider and they have options outside of Down East that were made in Massachusetts or made in Vermont, you will probably enjoy them more if you drink one of those over the Down East. I don't know. You like Widowmaker, Dom, right? Widowmaker is close to you, sort of.
Widowmaker is in Braintree.
Yeah.
Widowmaker's good.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have other ones you want to shout. Mike likes a good espresso martini. Plenty of those in the Seaport and surrounding areas. Mike, what we need to do at some point is we need Mike's like top 5 espresso martinis in, I don't know,
near the
PAX.
convention center.
Yeah, that actually
near the Mumbles.
Yeah, the Mumbles Convention Center. That's good content. We should do that for next year. We should make a little top 5, top 10 Mikey's martinis.
That'll probably kill me. Yeah.
That's fine. 5? You can handle 5. I've seen you drink. Mike, I've made you more than Mike.
And what happened to me afterwards?
I don't know what happens to you, but I know what happens to me. Am I fired? Yeah, I don't know. We there's a lot of great cocktails also around. Some close, some if you want to get further. Wig Shop, not too far. I don't know. Woosong Road is in Cambridge, but I'm a big fan of Woosong Road. But there's good stuff. If you want recommendations, feel free to like ping us on social media. I'm happy to like try to point you in the right direction. I'm not gonna do a whole diatribe about North Shore roast beef because you can't really get it in Boston anyway. I think the only 2 you could maybe get delivered to that area are Kelly's Roast Beef and Revere, which is fine.
I don't think it'll.
We got it delivered one time from Revere. I don't know how much extra we had to pay. Yeah, it was
wild.
It was like the first year that we were like giving out more heavy food recommendations, and a lot of people were like, I want to try a roast beef. So we ordered like, I don't know, 8 roast beefs to the Westin lobby one year. And I don't know, like Kelly's is fine. I have like personal attachment to Kelly's because it's like the first roast beef sandwich I had. And
it's
whatever.
very like commercialized.
Yeah, it's
like
just
it's like a tourist.
Yeah, it is the
versus...
Mike's pastry of roast beef.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It is an acceptable representation of what a North Shore roast beef is supposed to be, but it's not necessarily a good one. Can you have a good one there? Sure, but like, is it a good one? when it's whatever. It's Kelly's. Mike's roast beef, I don't think what you could get delivered to the convention center, but it is probably like the closest one you could maybe, if you really wanted to take a fucking Uber to get a roast beef sandwich. You can go to Mike's roast beef.
For a little action, there's a casino.
There is a casino across the street, so you could get a roast beef, go try your hand at some whatever gambling, and then somehow make it back to your hotel. Yeah, if you want a good roast beef, you're gonna have to travel a little bit further north. When I get into Boston next week, I can open up delivery app and see if there's something that will actually deliver.
Places in Revere, but I doubt.
Just pretend we can just open up a delivery app right now and just say I'm over.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. I do feel like a lot of the Revere ones, like I'm honestly surprised that Kelly's was able to be delivered, because I do feel like Revere it's like not that close to the convention center. Everett's probably closer.
You'd be surprised how far delivery apps will like let you order from. And I look at it and I think I shouldn't be making someone drive from there to here to give me a fucking burger.
Yeah.
But then you say, but it would be tasty.
But I do say that. I say it just like that.
Oh, man.
I know, that's why I said it like that.
Yeah.
I can't look the delivery driver in the eye. I'm like, leave it at the front door, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ashamed of myself.
I don't know. Back to the beer thing quickly, just because I do care about people having good alcohol if they drink alcohol. There's still so many great breweries outside of just the ones I mentioned, and there's a lot of other great breweries in Boston, in like the surrounding Boston towns like Somerville and Cambridge and all this stuff. So like, if you see something that looks interesting to you and it's made in Massachusetts or made in Vermont, or I'll even throw New Hampshire and Maine in there too, try it. It's probably decent. I mean, there's going to be some not good ones, but just, I don't know. If you've never had a Sam Adams before and you want to drink one for whatever reason, go for it. It's not bad beer. It's just, we have so much better beer here. It's the same thing with Harpoon. Like, Harpoon is also located in the Seaport. It's just an old Boston institution. It's not bad beer. Honestly, I would say drink Harpoon over Sam Adams, to be honest. But there's just so much better beer. And some of the beer that is available in Massachusetts, especially if you're coming from further away than New England, you normally can't get that beer where you're from. So, you can get a fucking Sam Adams Boston Lager pretty much anywhere you are. So, don't drink that when you come here. Drink better shit. That's I'm off my soapbox now. I don't know. I feel like that's pretty solid.
Anna's Taqueria delivers to the convention center, so it's a great Mexican. Yeah,
I love Anna's. Anna's is the GOAT, in my opinion. I fucking love Anna's.
I'm looking to see if there's any roast beef places, but I did see Anna's and wanted to shut them out. So
yeah, Anna's is great. I love Anna's. Anna's was on my list on Blue Sky. I'll also throw out like Pavement Coffee House is a good coffee shop that has location pretty close to PAX, I believe. Finn Coffee House is a little bit further, closer to Chinatown. Fantastic. Their Boston cream latte is phenomenal. Sam LaGrassa's is a great sandwich spot. I think they close early, so if you do want a good sandwich, plan accordingly. So Street Diner is also, I don't think they're 24 hours, but they're open late. They are 24 hours. So there you go. There's not a lot of 20. That's the other thing. I mentioned it with Bova's. There's not a lot of 24-hour stuff in Boston. Boston is like kind of known for being a city, like a major city that doesn't stay open late. And we're still kind of like that. So, if you do want food late at night, your options are going to be primarily limited to like fast food, and not the good types of fast food like a Tasty Burger. It's going to be, the regulars like a McDonald's or Taco Bell or whatever. Cane's Donuts also has, it's not like my favorite donut, but they're good donuts. They have a location that's pretty close to PAX. So if you're looking for some good donuts, a good Boston cream, can't go wrong. I think that's like a pretty solid little recommendation. You don't have to plan out your whole time while you're here, but I do think it does benefit you to have, like, if there are things you care about seeing on the show floor or on a panel or something, Dom's got something.
All right, so Mike's Roast Beef and Bill and Bob's both delivered to the convention center as of this second right now.
Okay, that
Both worthy of being tried. They're both good roast beef sandwiches.
yes,
Nick's place also delivers. They're more of a variety shop. I wouldn't necessarily recommend their roast beef sandwich.
I feel like Mike's and Bill and Bob's being in a delivery window for the convention center is new, because I feel like I would have ordered that a different year if that happened. So that's good to know. So if you're looking for a good beef, that is a very, very good representation. Bill and Bob's is another one that has. Listen, there's a lot. I'm not gonna get too into the weeds here. There's a lot of people who have opinions about roast beef sandwiches in the North Shore. Bill and Bob's is one of those ones that starts to edge towards like the Kelly's line. It is not like Kelly's. I understand why some people have opinions about Bill and Bob's, but Bill and Bob's, especially to an outsider, is a great representation of a beef, in my opinion. I haven't had Mike's in a long time in Everett, but I do also have a personal like attachment to that, because it was like a beef spot that I would get a lot when I was younger. But I think Mike's is also pretty serviceable. I think that's also pretty good. So those are good representations, in my opinion. I have never had, to be fair, I've never ordered a roast beef from somewhere in the city, because I just don't expect it to be an actual roast beef. So there could be one in the city. I don't think it's a thing. Like, are there beefs down by you, Dom? I would imagine not real ones.
No, we have bar pizza.
Yeah. Can you get any bar pizza up here or near the convention center? Not really.
Probably not.
So yeah, I just order from one of the ones we've said if you can get that while you're there, or take a trip. But otherwise, don't try to get a beef. I would say, if you are gonna get a beef roast beef sandwich, traditional way to order it is a beef 3-way, which is sauce, cheese, mayo. I'm not a big mayo guy, so I just get sauce, cheese.
And by sauce, he means barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce. And it's a very specific barbecue sauce. It's a very delicious barbecue sauce. And it is the way to order the sandwich. If you order it a different way, I can't sit here and like, if you have an opinion on the beef and it's negative, that's on you, because that's not what the North Shore beef is. A beef 3-way. It is beef sauce, cheese, mayo. I get a beef sauce, cheese. Sometimes I'll get extra sauce. Sometimes I get extra cheese. Jen likes to throw pickles on her 3-way. You can modify it, but once you start modifying it, that's on you if you don't like it. I don't want to hear any other nonsense. This is not fucking Arby's. This is a real thin sliced, fresh roast beef. It's pink in the middle. It's juicy. It's usually warm. It's fucking delicious.
You know what else delivers to the convention center? Big A.
Oh, I haven't had fucking Big A in a long time.
Yeah.
Shit. We might have to order some Big A.
Yeah, I feel like that's wildly far from the convention.
Yeah, it doesn't feel close at all. That's kind of crazy.
You know Big A, Mike?
Mm-mm.
Malden?
Wait, really? Let me see. Hold on a second.
You mentioned Malden. Idle Hands, another great brewery in Massachusetts, in Malden. Like, there's so much good beer. Don't drink garbage. Drink good stuff while you're here.
I truly don't think I've ever been here.
I haven't had that in fucking forever.
Great chicken cutlet sub.
Yeah.
Great French fries.
That's the other thing too, especially it kind of bleeds into the beef thing. Like, beef thing here is a specific thing. You will, if you're in the North Shore, if you are driving around or you're somewhere, like, you are going to see a food place that is usually, name roast beef. So Mike's roast beef, Nick's roast beef, whatever. Like, it's in the fucking name, because that's what, and they have other stuff, but like, that's what it is. It's like, you want a roast beef sandwich. But on top of that, this is something I learned like within the last 6 years, it was like kind of threw me for a loop. A lot of other places in the United States don't have sub shops. Like, sub shops are not a normal thing everywhere. Like, I had multiple different conversations with people about, like, when I brought up, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna get a sub today for lunch, and they were like, like you're gonna go to Subway, and I was like, what? Yeah, like a Jimmy John's or a Subway. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get a fucking like buffalo chicken wrap from whoever down the street. Like, what do you mean? I would never get a Subway. I got a Subway when I was in high school and college. I wouldn't do that now. Like, there's no shortage of good subs, sandwiches, wraps everywhere you go in Massachusetts. That's not a normal thing other places. So if you want a good sandwich or sub or wrap, a lot of great options. They're aplenty. There's a Jimmy John's next to the fucking convention center too. Don't get Jimmy John's if you want a sub or a wrap. Just
Free smells though.
The smells are free.
They are free. So get the free smells while you wait for your sandwich to get delivered. You know what I'm saying?
I got 3 words for you.
Uh-huh.
3 words. Sushi, glory, hole. That's it.
Hear me out.
Well,
Hear me out. Also 3 words. I don't know. I feel like that's. Are we good here? Have we talked about how great Massachusetts is enough?
Yeah. I gotta say, every single time we do this, I forget what strong opinions you have about roast beef.
It's a true regional food here that people don't know about. Like, it's a real regional delicacy. It is delicious. It is not like any other roast beef sandwich you've ever had. It's a real thing here. Just like Dom has fucking bar pizza. I don't think that exists really in other places. I think the closest people might have is beach pizza, but beach pizza is different, I believe.
We're getting beach Kowloon soon.
Yeah.
The real Kowloon's gonna basically go away, so I guess we need something.
They're just spreading out everywhere else. You can order Sissy K's to go.
That's a choice.
That's a choice.
Yeah, Kowloon is great. That's very far away from the convention center, so sorry you can't go to Kowloon. But that is another thing that I'm not versed enough to speak about, apparently. Well, apparently because I didn't know this was another thing I wasn't really aware of. Chinese food here is also different than, like, I wasn't, like, super versed in that. So Chinese takeout in Massachusetts is, like, a thing that I don't know what the difference is in other states, but I have heard people, friends of the show, who live in, like, California be like, oh, man, I miss Massachusetts Chinese food. I'm like, what do you mean? So that's also a thing. I don't know I don't know what the differences are, so I can't speak to that. But that is also a thing. Chinese takeout is a different thing here. So I don't know if that's like a Crab Rangoon specific thing or something like that. I want to say no.
Oh,
I feel
you're
like,
kidding me, dude.
I feel like Rangoons are everywhere.
You're kidding me.
Hit me up. What do you got?
Stand by.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
He's got some crazy delivery, it sounds like.
I do. Weston, Boston waterfront. I can have... Hold on. I just want to make sure it's still there. I can have the Kowloon delivered to the Weston.
That is crazy. That is... I don't
know how it would travel because it is not close.
Yeah, it is not close. And I will say this, that I love Kowloon. I don't know if Kowloon is like the best Chinese food, but I do love Kowloon.
More for the atmosphere.
Exactly. It's more for sitting in a wooden boat and drinking a Mai Tai and a plate of food. I mean, There are
I mean, the
some.
food's not bad.
No, the food is not bad by any means, but it's not like my like. I go to Kowloon for specific things. It's the atmosphere, it's the drinks, and it's the Saugus wings. If you want to get Saugus wings delivered to your hotel in Boston, have a fucking blast. Eat them in your room or somewhere where you can like actively wash up after, because they are very messy, but they are one of my favorite things to eat, like bar none. Like, it's on my top food list is Saugus wings. I don't know exactly what they are, but they're like heavy garlic, heavy, thick, dark sauce. Oh man. Jen and I go back and forth every week. We try not to eat bad during the week, and then every week we get to pick one cheat meal, and we go back and forth who gets to choose that. And I think I just made my choice tomorrow, and it's gonna be a fucking gallon of Saugus wing sauce. I'm not even gonna eat the chicken. I'm just gonna drink the fucking sauce.
Just drink sauce.
Oh man. Fuck. Are we a food podcast now? Should we just pivot? Should we just like stop talking about video games and just talk about food?
I mean, I'm down for that.
Do we just talk about roast beef sandwiches every week?
For as long as we can handle.
We
Honestly, I think we might be able to cover that for
a while.
Way more weeks than we reasonably should.
You know what we should do, though, and I feel like we've talked about this off the podcast many times, and then we should wrap things up, is we should probably do some more like dedicated food content, even if it's just video stuff, because I think we had some interesting ideas in the past, and I think those would still maybe be fun ideas to do, and we can also do them with roast beef. So
there's a listener out there who's like, fine, they're doing mukbangs, and yes, that's exactly what he's referring to.
Yeah, kind of. Anyways,
You know, I can have Saugus wings delivered to me.
To your house?
Yep.
From Kowloon?
Nope.
Is it coming through Amazon? What's going on here?
Oh, Woosung?
One of the Wong siblings opened a restaurant down here.
Oh shit! I didn't know
And
that.
they do Saugus wings.
That's fucking amazing. Woosung has an ode to Saugus wings on their menu too. I think it's only in the poo-poo platter though, so you have to buy the poo-poo platter. But fuck, man, I love food. I think it also making it worse that for dinner tonight I had a fucking healthy smoothie and kombucha, and I'm like, oh, chicken wings. Yeah, I don't know. Any other tips, things you want to shout out, things people should do?
I wish I had something, but I think we covered it with the food suggestions.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's it.
I wish.
That's fair.
Didn't squish that fish.
More Simpsons.
If you're someone who is a listener and is local, or you are driving to the show, you can park at the convention center. I don't know what the rates are. It's probably not great, but there are certain lots that are close that are better parking rates that you can find. I mean, Dom's good with like Park Hero or I don't use that, but like there are other places to park your vehicle if you are someone that's
a lot
coming
of
that
the
way.
lots near the convention center, you could find a lot for a reasonable price, and they will shuttle you to the convention center.
Oh, that's even cooler, yeah.
So, I mean, it takes a little bit of research to figure out which ones are doing that, but you can park still within walking distance, but
Yeah.
they'll also offer the shuttle for you. So
Yeah. I don't know. Boston's a great city. I mean, like we've been saying, if we haven't made it clear enough, there's a lot of great food. If you, I don't know, whatever your schedules are like, if you want to do things outside of PAX, like there's great art here, there's great history, there's good museums, there's a lot of stuff walkable from the convention center that you can see and check out. There's
Lady Gaga's here next Sunday.
At the Garden?
Yep.
There's no way there's tickets for that. Like,
March 29th, March 30th.
There's a few things in town. I think Cam said, friend of the show, Cam Hawkins, I think he said that Raw is here on Thursday. I don't care about wrestling.
Raw's here on Monday.
The Monday after PAX? Or this Monday?
No, this Monday.
Oh, well, if you're in PAX super early, Raw's here. I think the Celtics have a home game on Wednesday.
The Celtics have a home game on Wednesday. No, the 27th would be Friday.
Okay. I actually.
Oh no, they do Wednesday, Friday, and
Okay.
then the Bruins are home on Saturday.
I was debating that because last year we got a small group together and did the Red Sox, and it was fucking amazing. Obviously, PAX was in fucking April last year, it was in May.
Yeah.
Right? PAX was in fucking May. That was a great fucking time to have PAX. Went to the Red Sox. It was fantastic. So I was debating, because obviously the Red Sox season has not started yet, if there was a Celtics home game, maybe seeing if we get a small group to go into that. But when I looked, I don't know if the ticket prices have changed now, or if you choose to go that day, you might be able to get lucky with better seats or like better prices for like day
We're
of
playing the
things.
Thunder. It's
Yeah.
going to be expensive.
The cheapest seats were like very high up, and they were like $130, I think, a piece. Which, you know, if that's in your budget and you want to do it, great. I mean, the Garden is also like, you know, I maybe other people would feel differently. I mean, I wouldn't put Fenway in the same conversation as the Garden as far as like cool sports arenas to go to if you are not from here. But the Garden is also a very historic building. I mean, we're home to the Celtics and the Bruins, who are historically big teams in their respective sports that have lots of history and stuff. So if you are big into that, I mean, the Celtics are here. Check it out. The Bruins playing? I have no idea. I don't even know.
Bruins play Saturday, I think.
Okay.
I said.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear you say it. So yeah, I mean, there's games here if you want. I think yeah, there's tons of stuff to do. I mean, good museums. You get the ICA is in the Seaport. The Museum of Fine Arts. What the fuck is the other one called? The one that's near Huntington. It's not that far away. There's good museums. There's good stuff to do. Museum of Science I haven't been to in a very long time. It's more geared towards children, right? Museum of Science.
It's alive.
It's live.
That was the thing. I haven't been to the Museum of Science in a long time either. So I
want to say it's
the
very
Children's Museum. I feel like that's more geared towards children as opposed to the Museum of Science. But
And it's very close.
Yeah. Yeah,
Children's
that is like
Museum
in
is
the
close to
Seaport.
that.
It's like right there. I thought the Museum of Science was also very geared towards children, but they might just have a children's area, like a big children's area. I feel like they do have a lot of stuff like that.
Circus is in town.
Oh shit!
Like,
Ringling Brothers or Barnum and Bailey?
Big Top.
Ringling Brothers and
Ooh.
Barnum and Bailey.
Whoa!
Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey.
Wait, did they? Yeah. Wait, did they? They were
Yeah.
two competing things, right?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm not big.
I
on
mean, I'm sure
Right.
at some point
we
they
did
were.
watch The Greatest Showman, so we should probably know
We
this.
did.
We should know this. P.T. Barnum, and he was. Well, point is, the circus is in town, but
That
they
is the
can't
point.
play with all the fun animals anymore because it's illegal.
I don't know. Plan your trip. There's tons of stuff to do. Tons of great food. All types of stuff. Definitely. If you see us, feel free to say hello. If you, I don't know. That's all I got. I feel like we're just kind
If you see Todd, you might want to take a picture with him because
Todd is legitimately
rarity.
a cryptid.
yeah.
You will not.
Oh, there's a Todd in this picture. Extra points. Yeah. I'm convinced. I'm like softly trying to like get Todd to be at PAX in a bigger capacity this year. We'll see if it actually happens. But I think I've laid enough of the groundwork to ensure that he is doing that.
You gonna get him trapped in a saw puzzle or what? I know.
I can't reveal my methods. No, I feel like in years past, it's like, oh, I forgot it was this week, so I didn't. Blah blah blah. I'm like, no. I'm bringing this up every time we talk. You can't use this fucking excuse this time. So you're still a father, but you're gonna be at PAX. He's convinced he's gonna drink with us. So I told him if he actually was gonna
Drinking at 9 a.m.
I told him that if he was gonna,
we haven't done it before.
yeah,
That's true.
if he was gonna actually hang out and like wanted to crash in the hotel one of the nights, feel free. Like, I would love to see Todd I would love to see Todd in the Cove. I would love to see that.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, but I doubt I'm ever gonna believe it.
Cool. All right. Well, I think a fun way to end this episode will be with the game, of course. But before we end episode 5 15 of the Pass Control podcast. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening to this week's show. If you're a friend of the show, fan of the show, want to support the show, just go to our website at passthecontroller.io. You can get linked out to everything we do, whether it's written content, drink recipes, video content, the podcast, social media, all that stuff. You can find it over there. If you feel inclined to leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to the show, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any other platform that has review ability, please leave us a review. It's super helpful. We would love to continue to grow the show, and we can't do that without your little bit of support in that way. Otherwise, we usually end the episode with a game. We keep track of the score all year long. Right now, the scoreboard is Todd in first with 21 points, Dom in second with 14, Mike in third with 6 points. We are going to play, hopefully, a quick version of Gaming the Meta. The way that works is I pick 3 games. We guess what the review score is off the most reviewed platform. Whoever's the closest gets the point. If you get a bullseye, you get double the points. We do have Oscar prediction points to add into the mix. So let me see if I can do this off memory and do this quick. So before we play the game, we did only a few of the categories. Actor in a leading role went to Michael B. Jordan. So Dom is going to get a point, and I am going to get a point. Mike and Todd said Ethan Hawke, so no points for them. Actor.
Did Todd actually say Ethan Hawke? I feel like I said it because he voted it.
You both did. Listen, the paper don't lie. I got the paper right here.
Okay.
Actor in a supporting role. The 3 of you said Sean Penn, and I went with Delroy Lindo. So the 3 of you are getting points for the Sean Penn actor in a supporting role. Actress in a leading role. We all said Jessie Buckley. We're all getting the point. Actress in a supporting role. Mike said Elle Fanning. Dom and Todd said Amy Madigan, and I said so Dom and Todd are getting points there. Animated feature, we got that K-pop Demon Hunter sweep. Best picture, Dom is the only one who got it right. Dom said One Battle. The 3 of us said Sinners, so Dom gets a point there. And then best director, Mike and I said Coogler, and Dom and Todd said Paul Thomas Anderson. I believe director went to Paul Thomas Anderson, right?
Yes, I swept.
Dom did sweep. Dom got a fucking Oscar sweep. So let me just tally up these points. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points for Dom, putting him at 21. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Todd, putting him at 26. And that's 1, 2, 3 for Mike, putting him at 9. Mike, you got fucking boned in that round. I was expecting you to make up some ground there.
Nope. Well, I mean, I legitimately couldn't make ground, assuming that like I just picked whatever everyone else picked. Like, I mean, I could have picked everything Dom picked.
No, because Dom got points when Todd didn't, and you didn't. In 1, 2. So Dom got 3 points that you didn't, and then Dom also got 1, 2 points that Todd didn't. So like Dom did gain ground, because he didn't always go with what everyone was going with. Todd screwed you. That's what I have to say about that.
I just picked the winners.
He did pick the winners.
That's true.
I don't know why you would pick the ones that weren't going to win. I just picked the winners.
Honestly, in retrospect, I can see where I made my mistake.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The mistake was you went with Todd most of the time, and you should have went with Dom. I went with my heart, and that's just a fool's game. So,
yeah, that's why no one
just,
went with you.
I just was like, who's going to win? And I just picked the winners. So,
I'm starting to think that maybe the Oscars are rigged, and Dom was the one pulling the strings.
Maybe I'm a voter.
Excuse me, who allowed them to have a tie? How do you have a tie?
I voted for it.
Dom voted for both.
So I figure a fun way to do this week's Gaming the Meta is going to be, because it's a PAX episode, I'm going to pick games related to games that we have given awards to at PAX. So we can't do Mina because Mina's not out yet. So instead, we'll do Shovel Knight. And I will specifically say we are doing the original. I'm pretty sure this is how Metacritic is pulling it. We're doing the original release of Shovel Knight, which is Shovel Knight, not including the expansions, which is then changed to Shovel Knight the Treasure Trove. So we're not doing Treasure Trove, we're doing OG Shovel Knight. This released June 26, 2014. It has the most reviews on PC, but it also has Wii U, 3DS, Vita, PS3, PS4, Xbox One. But we're doing PC. Let me text Todd. Mike, what do you think? Shovel Knight original release.
85. I got no idea. I'm just going to start spitting out numbers.
Okay, 85.
I got a 1 in 100 chance, right?
I guess you're not wrong with that. So we get 85 for Mike. Dom, what do you think?
92.
92. We'll wait for Todd to answer. He's not answering. He just told me he could play, and now he's not answering. Come on, Todd. I know you're playing Pokopia right now. There's no way that anyone else is awake doing anything other than you playing video games. He said 88. And let me tell you, somebody got a bullseye, and it's Mike. Mikey locking in an 85 bullseye for posterity. Dom would have had a bullseye if we went off the Wii U. And I'm sorry, Todd would have had a bullseye. Dom would have had a bullseye if we went off the Vita.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The Vita. That's
3DS and PS4 have a 90, and Xbox One has an 86. I don't know why these review scores are this varied. This is kind of nuts, but there's that. So, what else? Things we have given awards to. I'm trying to think off the top of the head quick. We are going to go with released on August 4th, 2020. I'm almost positive we gave them an award at PAX. Fall Guys. We gave them an award, right? Pretty sure we did.
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I really enjoying that game.
Yeah, okay. So Fall Guys, reviewed on Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PS5, PS4, and PC. We're going to go off the PS4 review score for Fall Guys. If we want to let Todd go first, let's see what Todd has to say.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to say 92 again.
Okay. So. I was going to lock in a 92.
It's a good answer. Good answer.
Do you want to wait for Todd, or do you want to lock in?
I kind of want to. I'm going to say 87 this time.
Okay.
Inching up.
Let's see what Todd has to say about.
Although now I'm feeling it might be a 94. I'm going to stick with an 87, but 94 is going to be in my head.
Okay.
It'll be pissed when it's like 93.
Todd's got to hurry up here. Let me tell you. All right, what else do we have here? We can go with. While Todd is waiting to respond, I will think of another game that we have given. If someone can remember another game we've given an award to, wants to shout it out, we can do that too.
Boy, I wish I could, but I've never been to PAX before.
Ooh, I know one that we did. This will work. We can do that. So while we wait for Todd, we are going to go off of January 26th, 2021, Cyber Shadow, another Yacht Club joint. Reviewed on Switch, PC, PS4, Xbox One, PS5. We are going to go off of the PC review scores. This was not made by Yacht Club. It was made by Mecha Skull, but it was published by Yacht Club. We gave this one of our awards that year at PAX. It must have been 2020 because this game came out in 2021. So we gave this an award in 2020.
Oh, it's my turn, right?
Or you can wait for Todd. Doesn't matter. Actually, you did go first on the last one. So we can either wait for Todd.
Oh, that's true.
Or if Mike wants to go, Todd is typing. All right.
You went first because you weren't going to wait for Todd. Todd was taking too long.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
whatever.
So Todd is locking in an 85 for Fall Guys. So an 85 for Fall Guys does make him the closest because it is an 81. And then for Cyber Shadow, Todd is going to lock in an 88.
It's kind of right where I was thinking. I'm going to say an 87.
Okay. Michael, how you feeling?
I'm trying to even picture Cyber Shadow right now, and
It's a ninja game, side scroller.
people do like those games. We'll just say 89.
Okay. Well, Dom going lower gives him the point. It is an 82. I like Cyber Shadow a lot. This was a annoying release for me because I was looking forward to it. I was going to review it, and then this was the first time I got COVID, so I was fucking dead. I couldn't really play the game, so until after. But that'll do it. That's a 3-point spread across the board here, so everyone bumps up one number, putting Dom at 22, Todd at 27, and Mike hitting double digits at 10. Actually, no, Mike got a bullseye, so Mike is at 11 now. Still double digits, but at 11. So that leaves the week with Todd with 27, Dom with 22, Mike with 11. We appreciate you. We will, again, with PAX being next week, there's a chance there's a hiccup in an episode next week. I'm going to try to work out something small maybe to be released next week as well. But if not, we'll make it up to you for sure at some point shortly after. But we appreciate you. We will see you next time.